Hey guys, it's Ellie. Forgot my stand again today, so hopefully the phone doesn't fall. But I thought today that I would do just a quick little video on how to respond to people whenever they talk to us about things like their emotions, or if they've been sexually assaulted, or if they're in an unhealthy or an abusive relationship. We're going to kind of talk about the differences between reacting versus responding. And so this video is kind of for everybody, parents, teens, our elementary age students, across the board, how we can help people whenever they do open up and whenever they do talk to us, because a lot of the time we just don't know what to say. And one of my main things that I always tell people, especially whenever I'm talking to them about my own stuff, I tell them, if you don't know what to say, just say that you don't know what to say. Because, a lot of the time, if someone tells us that they're going through a really difficult time, or if we know that something has happened to them or they're going through something really difficult, we will tell them things like, it'll be okay, or this will pass, or, I promise it could be worse, everything will get better in time, or just smile, right? Or think positive thoughts, focus on the positive things. But that's not always easy to do. And I think sometimes we say those things because we don't know what else to say. And so that's just what we say. Or sometimes we say it because we genuinely think that that might help. And for some people it may help, and it's, sometimes it's helpful for them to hear hey, try to focus on the positive. But whenever you're in the middle of something that is so dark, or so intense, or just so heavy, it is really hard to focus on the positive. And so, whenever we say kind of those cliche things, it doesn't always help. Typically it doesn't help. And so if you don't know what to say, saying, I don't know what to say, but I'm here to listen, or asking them, how can I help you? How can I be here for you? Does it help if I just sit here and listen? Are there certain words that you need me to say? Or, if we make suggestions like you should go see a counselor, or you should, try this, maybe try exercising or try journaling. If we're gonna talk to them about that stuff, or even you should try going to a grief group, or something like that, maybe even suggest hey, do you want me to go with you? Because this individual more than likely already feels alone in what they're going through. And so whenever we're throwing things out there hey, you should do this, hey, you should do that, then we're also asking them to go through something completely new to try to heal on their own. And they already feel like they're on their own. So asking hey, what about counseling? Have you thought about that? If so, I can help you with the process of finding someone. And if we do find someone, then I can go with you. Maybe I can't sit in the room with you, but I can be there with you. Because whenever we start counseling, or even if you've been in counseling before, but you're starting with someone new and you're going to a new place, it can be a little scary and intimidating, and overall just overwhelming, because you're in a new place. This is a new person, it's a new process. You know that you're going to have to talk about things that you maybe don't want to talk about. You know that you're going to have to be vulnerable with this complete stranger. You don't really know what's going to happen. And so having something familiar with you can help. And so we can be that person for our friend or for our family member, whoever it may be. We can be that person for them and be there with them through that process. So those are always things that I suggest. But whenever we react, I've had in the past a lot of students who say, well, my best friend is in a really unhealthy relationship, and I always tell her, you need to just get out of that relationship, he's horrible. Or whenever we start saying things like that, we're more reacting to it. Or whenever we get really angry, as parents, whenever we get really angry, whenever our child comes to us and talks to us about maybe a decision that they made that isn't so healthy, whenever we react by getting angry right away, we automatically create walls and barriers, because what they're coming to us for comfort. But whenever they come to us and we react in that way, in a negative way like that, all we're doing is pushing them away, and then they're not going to want to talk to us again. So stopping and taking a second and thinking like, okay, how am I going to approach this? With our kids, as parents, I tell my daughter all the time, first of all, I am so proud that you felt comfortable enough to tell me, or I'm so proud that you told me the truth, because that's what we want to focus on. Is even if it's uncomfortable, or even if they're afraid that they're going to disappoint us, or even if they're afraid that they're going to get in trouble, the fact that they came to us and told us and were honest with us, that's what's important, right? Because we want to keep that open communication with them. But as soon as we react in a really negative way, we cut off that communication, and they're less likely to talk to us about stuff. So stopping and thinking, okay, how can I respond to this in a more positive way? How can I talk to them about this? And yeah, it's okay to let them know how we feel and how it made us feel. But yelling, that's never really going to get our point across how we want it to. And so talking to them about like, hey, you know, this is how I feel, but let's talk about why. Like, why did you feel like it was okay to make this choice, you know? And have that open communication with them, because ultimately, whenever people are making unhealthy decisions, even us as adults, whenever we're making unhealthy decisions, more than likely it's because there is some other root cause to it, and that's what we need to get to in order to help stop those unhealthy behaviors. We need to get to that root cause of why we're practicing those unhealthy behaviors, focus on what that is, acknowledge what it is, and then work on that so that we can stop those unhealthy behaviors and figure out other ways to deal with whatever it is that we're going through, whatever that root cause is. So figuring that out with them too, is what is the root cause of why they're making the decisions that they're making. As a friend, talking to a friend, so I'm sure plenty of you have been through this, where, you know, your friend comes to you and talks to you about their dating partner, and their dating partner's like, I don't know, acting jealous or doing something, and your friend is upset about it. We automatically start talking bad about our friend's partner. Well, we have to remember that our friend cares about this person. That's why they're dating them, right? And so whenever we start talking really negatively about our friend's partner, that also puts barriers between us and our friend, because they're going to see it as, well, you don't care about my partner, so I don't want to talk to you about this anymore, because I don't want to hear all this negative stuff about my partner, right? And also, I've always told my students, whenever you're talking to, and this goes for parents too, whenever you're talking to your kids about certain friends that they may have or dating partners that they have, a lot of the time we tend to talk about the individual as a whole, that the individual as a whole is a bad person, right? But that's not what it is, it's behaviors. And so focusing on the behaviors. So like if your child or if your friend comes to you and says, well, hey, you know, like my boyfriend or girlfriend or my partner upset me, or my friend upset me, like they were looking through my phone, or they got mad because I was talking to so-and-so today, ask them, well, what do you think about that behavior? Like, how did that make you feel? And really get to the root of how it made them feel, what they think about that behavior, if they think it's healthy or unhealthy, why they think their partner or their friend may be acting that way, and then what they can do about it. That's the other thing. It's kind of like whenever I tell parents, you know, whenever we look at our kids and we say, don't do this, don't do that. Well, okay, we're telling them a whole bunch of like what they can't do, but we're not telling them what they can do. We're not giving them examples of positive. We're just telling them that what you're doing is not okay, but we're not telling them what is okay. And so we need to do both sides of that whenever we're having these conversations. So talking to your friends, talking to your kids about how those behaviors may make them feel, and understanding that behaviors can change. We can't change those behaviors for other people, right? And so talking to your friend or talking to your child about, well, if this makes you feel uncomfortable, or if you feel like this is an unhealthy behavior, I think that you need to have that discussion with your partner or with your friend, and let them know how it makes you feel, right? And what they can do instead. And then we're teaching our kids or our friends how to set boundaries in their relationships. And then 2, it allows us to have that healthy communication with them and to keep that communication open. And then also it allows our kids or our friends to see in those relationships, when they set those boundaries, if those boundaries keep being crossed, well then you know, okay, maybe this relationship isn't going to work out. Maybe it's not going to be healthy. And so it keeps all lines of communication open. So that's really my video today, is how to keep those lines of communication open, instead of just reacting to things and getting angry about things, or talking really bad about somebody, or making like whoever is talking to us feel bad about how they're feeling, or saying cliche things, or just saying things just because we don't know what to say. Stopping and thinking first, and responding instead of reacting. So responding means you have to actually stop and assess the situation, and then decide, okay, how am I going to address this? What am I going to say? What am I going to do? How am I going to be there for them? And again, if we don't know what to say, simply tell them, I don't really know what to say in this situation, but I'm here for you. I'm here to listen. If there's something specific that you need me to say, okay. If there's something specific that you need me to do, okay. And then again, if we're gonna suggest things to people like, hey, you should go to counseling, or hey, you should try going to, this group, or whatever it is, asking like, would you like for me to go with you? Because again, they probably already feel alone. And so if we're telling them like, hey, you should go try this, and we're encouraging them to go and do it by themselves, and we're not really offering to go and do it with them, they're less likely to go and do that. That thing like counseling or going to a group, a support group of some sort. And so always, offering to be there with them so that they don't feel alone. As always, you guys just leave comments, questions, anything like that. You can call us, you can email us, you can message us, whatever you need to do. I hope that you guys are having a great week. It's really exciting because everything is starting to open up, and hopefully life can kind of get back to normal now. Those of you who have graduated, congratulations. That's so super exciting. Super proud of you all. I know it probably wasn't what you were expecting, not being able to have that graduation ceremony, but still, it's an exciting time. And everyone else, I hope that life is getting back to normal for you, and hopefully things can kind of start to calm down for us all and go back to normal, and we can start to feel better and healthier, and actually connect in person. So anyways, feel free to reach out to us, Facebook, Instagram, through here, call us, email us, whatever you need to do. Go to our website, and don't forget to subscribe so that you know whenever we're posting new videos, okay? All right, guys, I hope that y'all have a fantastic weekend. Stay safe, and I will see y'all next week. All right, bye.